Hi guys, Crypto Mark back for the next weekly instalment of the KRC Wallet tracking journey. It's a right tongue twister, that one. Quick recap as per usual. Tokens down the left hand side, KRC20 tokens obviously on the Kaspa network, Kaspa meme coins. Amounts bought around $10 to $12, a little bit less in some instances, a little bit more in one, and then just tracking them through week on week, seeing where they go. Just seeing what's happening with them basically. So this week you can see Wolfie again, top performer, $140 last week, $180 in this. A little bit of movement with some of them, up and down a little bit. Cosmo's up, some are down. It's 6 and 2 3s really. 297 value last week, 286 value this week. Again, just a little bit up and down, jumping around. It's kind of how it works. Have a look at the KRC20s themselves. Nothing in this video, by the way, is financial advice. Do your own research, etc. If you're looking at getting into any plays, I'm just talking about the ecosystem in general, a little bit about Kaspa, a little bit about Bitcoin, a little bit about the whole crypto shenanigans, and that's more or less it. None of it is advice, like I say. It's just me charting a journey that I enjoy doing every week, and just seeing if one day some of those numbers have got some zeros on the end, hopefully. But there we go. We shall see. So looking at the general overall, Kaspa itself. Let's have a look at Kaspa. Floating around 10 cents. It has been anyway. See where we're at. Yeah, nine, just under 10 cent at this moment in time. And the KRC20s. Doing okay again. They've been up and down. If you look back through, if you're bored and you've got some time, if you pick a few of the random videos that I've done, like I say, there's 30 odd of these now every week for 6 months. If you pick any random ones, you'll see you might look at Natural might have been 6 million. Zeal was like 5 million at one point. And then the 18 million, and then the down. So it is a very much an up-down situation. I'm not sure whether, obviously, we've got small contracts coming to Kaspa, which is going to be mega for Kaspa itself, in my opinion. Not sure what the full sort of impact of that is going to be on the KRC20s. Are they going to have to migrate across, or are they going to integrate? Is there going to be bridges? I know Zeal is coming out, which is going to be the functionality of a DEX where you can swap the tokens. But do the actual individual KRC20s need to do anything in readiness for the smart contracts? I think I'm looking for information. I haven't seen any yet. I'll put some feelers out, most likely, to some of the groups and ask them what their plans are, if indeed they know, or it might just be a case that they're waiting to find out as well. So I'm not sure, but definitely there's a place for these KRC20s, which are inscription based, as we know. And obviously smart contracts are not, so it's like, how do they interact together? Is it easier for these to sort of shift over to be smart contract capable, or do they just stay as they are? There's a few questions, but I'm sure it'll all get ironed out. It always does. So what we've got: Nacho 16, Zeal 31. $1 million market caps. It's the usual suspects again. Kango doing okay. A little bit of red in the market today. Lots of green yesterday. Cracks. It's your standard. Your top 20 more or less stay the top 20. I would say. We've got Wolfie down a touch, not much, tiny bit. So all good. This barra, I've noticed this. This is new, I think, by the look of it. By the look of things, I've noticed it on here. Up 12% on the day. Let's have a little look at this. $14,000 market cap. What's the story here? Been out a while. Been out since January. 192 days. 1,300 holders. No pre-mint, fully minted out. What's the situation? Has it just been ticking along? It's been on the scene, it's been there. Just, this is indicative of a lot of the KRC20s, up, down, a little bit spikes here and there. Okay, fair enough. Got Ascendex, Kaspa bot. Let's have a look, see what the story is on the X page and stuff. Don't think I've come across this one, to be fair. Not much going on the X page since March. Don't know whether this is just the one that's going to be maybe CTO, community taking over and coming back out again. I've noticed that's happening with a few of the earlier KRC20s where they've sort of died off. They're being picked back up by, I don't know whether it's a group or a group of individuals or what have you, but they seem to be being picked back up and trying to get them going again. I'll have a look at the Telegram if it opens up. View in Telegram. I had this working before. Typical, isn't it? It wasn't working last week. Oh, here we go. General. What's happening here? Para launch. Goes in great. Sorry, I'll give you a blah, 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 blah. Let's go. All the usual. Buy more. All the usual. Welcome. Right, yeah. Scammers here pretend to be the owner, claim a Barra making a new token will ask you to send your tokens to his address. I asked him to post on the official Barra Twitter to prove his ownership and was unable to do so. Don't let him scam you. That doesn't know how. That's from back in May, to be fair. I don't know, needs a bit more look into it, to be fair, doesn't it, really? Just the usual messages on your. Well, great artists is showing information to the dev with a close relationship to him. I messaged him on X. Yeah, it looks as though it's possibly people trying to get a hold of the original original dev to see if they can take it over potentially. Yeah, so we shall leave that for now. So other things, let's have a look. Yeah, KRC20. Obviously, I remain bullish on them. Smart contracts, like I say, remains to be seen how that's going to come into play and affect things. But again, it's bullish for Kaspa, massively so. It puts more eyes on Kaspa. It's going to put Kaspa on more people's X pages, feeds. We know that Kaspa doesn't do much in the way of marketing, so it's sort of word of mouth or basically it getting in front of people and it be right front and central in people's faces. And as adoption grows, as everything is built out on Kaspa, then that naturally is just going to happen. It's just that whole time issue again, isn't it, where it's just waiting for it all to sort of fall into place. For me, it's inevitable because Kaspa has got everything that you need. Obviously, they're stress testing the smart contracts and things at the minute, which is good. You don't want any nasty surprises when things go live. You want it to do what it says on the tin. So yeah, good. And another thing I thought of, it's just interesting actually. I've been keeping an eye on the Bitcoin Rainbow, and it's not really been doing anything. So a little bit of a theory in it. And is it my theory or have I heard it somewhere else? I can't really remember, to be honest. But I have been saying for quite a while that because of the institutions that are in Bitcoin now, so all your ETFs and your BlackRocks and Fidelity and all these people, it feels as though the whole landscape with Bitcoin's changed, in my opinion. So does this chart still ring true? Is it still going to, because what we're now, we're still in the green accumulate section, yet it's at its all-time highs. So you would imagine, I would have expected it to be a bit further up, if I'm honest. Even into the yellow, the hodl, or is this a bubble sort of bit? So is this just going to sort of flatten off because there's not going to be as much dumping and as much volatility going forward because these massive institutions, pensions, all these people these companies are holding them. Obviously, you've got Michael Saylor packing his bags left, right, and centre. or MicroStrategy as well. So I'm not so sure that the big drop off is going to be as big a drop off as has been previously. And another thing on that, I've seen a few, and I'm sure we all have, big Bitcoin wallets where they haven't moved for like 8, 9, 10 years, all of a sudden selling or moving like massive amounts of Bitcoin. Is that those people's sort of belief in Bitcoin changing a little bit because of the fact that it's going so mainstream with all these institutional buys? Or are they then sort of coming out of Bitcoin and looking elsewhere? And ideally, if that's the case, and some of those hundreds of millions can filter into the next best thing, which is Kaspa, again, when they find it, this is the problem. It getting in front of them and becoming aware of it, which I think smart contracts, like I say, will play a big part in, because the news is going to be up front and central when they come in at the end of August. So just the thought that money might well trickle. I know they trickle into all of the alts and kind of how it works just in general, but I think people are looking for a next best scenario from Bitcoin. It could be, in my opinion, Kaspa. Yeah, is that me just being over egging the pudding? I don't know. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased because I've got a strong belief in Kaspa, which moves us on to further hints from crypto.com. Personally, I've got a feeling that crypto.com are going to be the first movers, and that they're going to be the ones that are going to go with Kaspa first, just off all these little hints that you keep seeing. Here's one here. So what colour is this? This is Kaspa's green. There's more as well. I've seen a few of late. So it would make sense to me that they potentially might list slightly before the smart contracts come. So maybe in the last week of August, these could list or could announce that they're listing. Yeah, we'll go a nice little green colour, could be Kaspa. And their first movers, basically getting in ahead of Coinbase, getting in ahead of Binance, and this is the one that I think is most obvious. There will be signs. It's always things like this. It's cryptic little clues in your colours like this. So yeah, that's the way I see it. I haven't looked any further down, but there's loads like that people have come across, and you see the odd repost on X or what have you. So that would be my thoughts behind it, that one of them's going to have to go first, and I think it could be crypto.com, could just jump in. There's been action with the wallets again, the top wallets, like moving one Kaspa each on wallet 2 and 3, I think it was, which again looks a bit sus at the two correlated wallets perhaps. So there's definitely things going on, but like no one knows what it is until it happens. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. Not done anything else with any NFTs or anything, or looked at any other ones. It's a shame that one that we looked at last week doesn't look as though there's much happening with it, because the artwork on it's really, really nice. Kaspa.com, I'll show you it on here. I've been on the Telegram page. Someone was saying, can we get like a CTO going or something like that, and I've said it's definitely something that should be looked to be saved, because the artwork's really, really good on them. This is them here, but that was the last message, other than a few likes, I think, which was kind of last week or over the weekend. So yeah, it's a shame because the artwork's really good on them. Particularly like the ones that I've got like Kaspa on the hat or Kaspa eyes. Let's see if I can find a one. Show you. There, the eyes have got Kaspa on them. You see the eyes here, and they're cheap. They're cheap as anything. But like they could be really good, in my opinion. That all people in Kaspa, there's only 2,222 of them, and people in Kaspa, 2,222 people could have one. That's it. You could use it as your avatar, that kind of thing. So I like them, but if that in itself could be the CTO, that people just get on board and buy one. It doesn't have to be officially announced as a CTO, I guess, because you know they're all out there. Minted, listed 44%, yeah. Pre-minted, listed 44%. Are they all out there? Total supply, total minted, yeah, they're all out there. So it could just be a case of if people start buying them, the price will go up just naturally because supply and demand sort of situation. But I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying if you like them, you know, a couple of dollars for one for your avatar could be an idea. But again, not financial advice, none of those things. And I think if you did go ahead and get one of these, it would be with the realization that it's perhaps unlikely that there's a resale value and you're buying it to keep it, basically. I mean, I suppose you could just cut and paste, take a photo of it, but it's better to own it, and for the couple of dollars it is. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I want to keep it short and sweet today, guys. Got some bits and bobs to be doing. I'm away next week on holiday, but I won't take my laptop with us, so I shall be reporting from the countryside. Hopefully the internet and everything's okay. I'm sure it will be. Hopefully this video is better because it was a bit jumpy last week. I've updated all the softwares and such like. Any questions, any queries, anyone got anything that I think I should cover? I try to do little bits and pieces of other things so that it doesn't get stale. Appreciate it's every week for a long time where not much is happening is probably a little bit boring. Kind of indicated by the numbers of people watching, perhaps. Only getting like 40 odd views a week, but again, I'm not particularly bothered. I want this to be here for the long term, and hopefully getting thousands of views at some point in the future, and then you know I can look back and see when I only had 40 views, that kind of thing. But again, it's not like an ego thing, it's just something I want to do, just chart the journey, and I just determined to keep on with it and see where it goes and see where it ends up. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, guys, take care. I shall see you on next week.